Hi, guys. I hope you are doing well today. I hope this works. Fingers crossed. It says 6. Yeah, I'm on Houston time and my computer's on Houston time, but apparently Streamlabs is not. It's not good. I hope everybody is doing well. It is a lovely bed, isn't it? It was very comfortable. And I have a lovely view out the windows this way, and there's even a window behind the TV, which is really nice. I am having a wonderful time here in Houston. It is ungodly hot, and you can see I got some sun today a little bit. Um, but I've been trying. It says 8 p.m. It says 6 p.m. on mine. Whatever. Um, so I have a little bit of court for us to watch today together. I've been feeling I'm missing court. You know how much I love it. Um, 6:10, it is. I'm in Houston too, Hector. And I scheduled it for 6:10. People are leaving. I don't, well, I do a little bit, but I hope you guys are having a good day so far. Um, what a beautiful town. I've seen my first cockroach. Hector, it's 6:10. I'm in Houston. See, 6:10. Um, so let's get the court going. We can get watching that. I do have a couple things to do tonight, heading out. Oh, you're in Phoenix, but Houston's 2 hours ahead. The Central Time. The computer didn't change automatically, which I thought was weird. Sorry, I'm trying to think of what I'm doing. Here, the chat can go watch it over here, and then screen capture over here. So, we are going to check in with Matthew Hagen. They don't have cockroaches where I live in Canada. I don't know if they do, but I've never seen one before. Um, Melanie, I love it. Going live with Melanie to a restaurant. I had very lovely Mexican food today that was delicious, and a super lovely server named Oscar, who was really nice. All the people here are very, very kind and nice. I will say, however, um, I don't even know how to say this. I've been asked for money by homeless people, which is totally fine. But I felt rejected when I offered them money, but they refused it because it was Canadian. It was hurtful, a little bit. Oh, I can hear the AC on the mic. Okay, so Matthew Hagen over here had some child support show cause hearings or friend of court show cause hearings. So we're gonna go ahead and watch that for a little bit here. Thank you, Lucy, by the way, for telling me about this. I um, appreciate you giving me a heads up. I've been a little thrown off lately because of YouTube Daddy and just his beef. So it's been harder to get back on track. I was in a real good zone there for a while, and then I sort of had to sleep it off. So, hi, Grammy Rita, MB, Melanie Copeland, Hector Camclip, Cellulite Yoga Pants, She's a Maker. Who else was here? Is that probably it? That's probably it for right now. I hope you guys are well. Have you had dinner yet? If you have, tell me what you've had for dinner. If you didn't like it, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. And oh, and I got it. There. Doesn't go on top of me. Okay, so like I said, Matthew Hagen, friend of the court show cause hearings. It's a nice background, so I won't change it, but I do love that I have that background to use just like his. Yeah, let's get going. In a bit, I'll maybe show you guys out the window. There's beautiful murals here all over the place. They look great.
All right, good morning. It's August 10th, 2023. This is date and time set for a front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Ms. DeCrosta, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Heather DeCrosta.
Thank you. Mr. Hogue.
Jeremy Hogue, front of the court. This is the matter of the state versus Heather DeCrosta, file number 2017-13734DS. Mr. DeCrosta was served with a motion in order to show cause on July 6th, 2023. The order, the most recent order regarding child support is the party's first order modifying their order for custody support and parenting time that requires Ms. DeCrosta to contribute $148 a month. I believe that Mr. DeCrosta was at our office this week and made a payment of, I'm not certain of the amount yet, but the payment previous.
Hi, loud Elvis. I don't know if it was. Did he just say $148? Like, we know that the hourly rate for the two people on screen, and we're not talking about me, we're talking about the two guys down there, is more than $148. Like, we've already burned through that much money. Yet again, I am perplexed why the government does this. It's so important to them to get support for children, but instead of just giving the $148, which is a pittance, let's be realistic, to the parent that is supporting that child, who they acknowledge because they have a judge and a fucking lawyer working on this case, why wouldn't they just give her the money and then go after, or give him the money and go after her later? Like, that's my main issue with these child support courts, is that if there was true care about the children, they would not be like running after the offending parent. They would be dealing with it and then dealing with them later. Just like they claw it back off their Social Security at the end, they can do that, but preemptively give the money so that it helps the child when they're in need. Hi, Courtney. I hope you're doing well, friend. I am immersing myself in the heat to get ready for Florida.
Previous to this week was a payment received in January of 2023 that totaled $69.66. I would indicate that Ms. DeCrosta's payment history up until January of 2023 was great. She paid on a regular basis up until January. Since then, it's been very sporadic. The total amount of child support owed on this charge is $1,196.10. That's prior to whatever payment she made this week. And most of that is owed to a third-party guardian. And the amount, again, prior to that payment that was made was $1,154.10 owed to the guardian, the remainder in fees. I can provide the payment history. I can provide a further payment history for the court if you'd like.
Thank you. So, Ms. DeCrosta, let's talk about what you paid this week.
I paid $290.
Okay, that's good. We can take jail off the table. Let's take jail off the table and let's talk about getting back on track. How can we do that?
I tried to set up a payment plan at the office when I was there, and they said I couldn't do it there. So I figured I would try to do it here on the thing, because I have no idea what's going on. I was under the impression it was supposed to be taken out of my paychecks. I've had every single one of my government checks that I was supposed to get for COVID was taken. Never received a dime. I'm always getting these papers. You're always behind. I don't know what's going on. I've had payments taken out of my bank, my paychecks before. If that can't be done on a regular basis, like you said, it's been sporadic since January, and before it was great. I don't know what happened in the system. It was always taken out of my paycheck automatically. So if that can't be done done in the system correctly, then I would like to set up a payment plan to where I can make the payment on my own, because I can make my bill payments on my own. I make all my bills on time and everything.
Yeah, you have a payment plan. It's a court order for $148 a month.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be taken out of my paychecks. It's always been taken out of my paychecks.
Well, where are you working?
I'm working at Pleasures for You in Acme. I'm working there for years.
I'm sorry, where? Somebody get on Googling that right now, please. Pleasures for You. That's a massage parlor, I'm assuming. Sex shop. I learned about a new toy last night. That sounds bad. It was on the internet, first of all. I'm not even going to talk about it right now. We'll talk about it later. It was weird.
You didn't notice that the money wasn't coming out of your paycheck?
No, I don't check my paycheck stubs.
Now that's a humble brag. I don't even check my stubs. Like, I make so much money. It's an adult store? Okay. So then, and if she makes enough money that she never checks her stubs and she's not like, hey, I got an extra $150 this week. Melanie, I'll tell you, the Baldo, and we'll talk about it. I had to look up some corn last night to visualize how it worked.
Get paid every 2 weeks.
Do we have an income withholding order for that business?
We don't. I'm just looking in our database of employers, and I don't see a Pleasures for You in our database. Mr. Costa, do you know if the payroll comes from a different, like, are they doing business as Pleasures for You, but it's some other company?
I think it might be listed under something under my bank account. Let me look real quick. I'm looking right now.
Okay. Because we're absolutely happy to do an income withholding order. That's not a problem if we have the employer information.
Hi, Vicky. Hi, William. I know William. I just can't get my shit together.
2 weeks ago.
The last employer we had was Northland, I think.
It comes up as ACH/7997 East M72I. That's what it comes up in my bank account when it gets deposited.
I think ACH is just that automatic deposit. But can you find out, every business has a federal employee identification number, an FEIN. Every business has to have one. If you're able,
unless they're Canadian, in which case they can then file a W-8-BEN form, which is proving that they are Canadian, etc. Regardless. Sorry, I used to have to fill out those forms all the time for my U.S. employees. So hi, George Richmond. Hi, Presto. Hi, Beverly. Now, Presto, would you really pay with Dido or play with Dido all day? The one that sang that song? Is that how you say that? Dido? I missed you guys too. Someone was like, what are you doing this? Hi, Katie Watson. You're familiar with the W-8-BEN. See, I'm right. Thanks for being here. Yeah, there's stuff to do, but I was like, I miss my friends. I want to go stream. You know what, William? No. Although I did happen to slip in a song or a vape pen by accident. It was a total accident.
to provide that to your case manager, then we can get an income withholding order entered. I'm sure we can find the employer through the Federal Employee Identification Number, FEIN. If you get that from your employer and provide it to your case manager, an income withholding order can be generated.
FEI, what was it? FEISS?
FEIN, Federal Employer identification number.
I'm writing it down. Okay.
Yeah, if you can
EIN.
just provide, if you can just find out what that is from your employer, we'll, like Mr. Hogue said, we're happy to get an income withholding order in place. Right now, as you're aware, there isn't one in place, so we'll have to get something involved as to how we can get payment. I mean, we can mail you a brochure on how many different ways to pay too. There are a lot of different ways to pay, but it sounds like you're interested in the income withholding order. I'm happy with that as long as you follow through with it.
Is there a way to just do it to where it comes out directly out of my bank account?
There are, you could set something up online through the MISDU that you could enter like a debit card that's attached to your bank account, and they can debit it every week or month or whatever you set it up as. That would be done through the My Child Support website. Do you have an account set up there?
I have no idea. Probably not.
All right. Well, let's start with the federal employee identification number, and maybe we can check back in.
Okay. Who do I call when I get that? What number do I call when I get the federal employee identification number?
You can
the
call our
general
main
front of the court
number.
office.
Yep. 922-4660. Your case manager is Tammy Willoughby.
Tammy Willoughby. Okay.
You can provide that information to anyone in that office and they'll
Correct.
get it to your file.
Okay.
So the only thing I would encourage you to do is do that as quickly as possible, because otherwise,
I went through 3 securities, 1 customs. I didn't think I had it with me. And then last night I was sitting outside and I was like digging in my purse for something. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And it's almost empty. That's the most depressing part about the whole thing. But, also there's a federal detention center pretty close by to where I'm staying. And you know that I just like went crazy. I was like, look, it's a fucking jail. So I have a picture of me in front of it. And then last night, some dude was walking down the street and he had no shoes on. And I ended up talking to him and he was just released from jail. I'm watching myself, Vicky. I know. And I'm not alone. I have friends here. But people are very friendly. They're very lovely. I've had only good experiences. And all the staff at the hotel are great too. Plus, it's a nerd convention. It's an anime convention, so it's full of nerds, right?
you are responsible for paying the $148 a month in a different way.
Okay.
All right, we'll adjourn this out 60 days to make sure we've got the income withholding order in place, or that she's making steady payments. I don't have a problem either way if she's paying. So whatever, however it works. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
We got 2 with Mr. Dean.
Yes, this is James Dine.
Good morning. It's August 10th, 2023. This is date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Mr. Dine, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
James Christopher Nelson Dine.
And Ms. Herman.
Madison Mackenzie Herman.
Thank you. Mr. Hogue.
Jeremy Hogue, friend of the court. This is the matter of Madison Herman versus James Dine, file number 2015-11809-DM. A motion order to show cause was served on Mr. Dine July 6th, 2023. The most recent order regarding child support in this matter is the party's first order modifying their judgment of divorce. It requires $78 a month in child support and medical support. The parties have a parental time offset of 182.5 overnights each. I would indicate that up until May of 2022, Mr. Dine's payments were very good. Since then, they've been very sporadic. The last payment received on the account was an involuntary lump sum payment on April of 2023, $724.20. Currently, Mr. Dine owes $515.86 of that amount. Looks like $295 is owed to Ms. Herman, the remainder in fees and medical support to the state.
Okay, so Mr. Dine, what's been going on?
As of, I was looking at my dates here. As of May 9th, 2022, I was let go from my employer, and my income changed drastically from that point on. I started a business, and I have not had the income that I had before. And with that being said, over the last 2 months or so, I've had conversations with both of my co-parents, and we have all agreed to revoke child support and go through those steps. And with that being said, I can pay what I owe now, because I believe I'll have to do that even if we do come to that agreement.
I don't think the government cares. You don't get to just say no child support, even if everybody says that. I don't know. And it's such a low amount, $78?
But my reason for not being able to pay was mainly because of my change of income.
Okay, what'd you say the agreement was? I couldn't quite hear you.
I've spoke to both of my co-parents, and we have come to agreements to revoke child support.
To resolve it?
To get rid of it, essentially.
Okay, you mean like opt out of front of the court services?
Opt out of paying the child support that is going to them. With that being said, if there is a way to keep the insurances, that is something that we would all want to do. Me paying for those.
Yeah, dumbass, you can't do that. We'd like to stay on Medicaid, and just not pay any child support. No! If your child is on public assistance, they are going to be going after child support. Did you see the judge's face? Let's just watch this one more time. We go back here. Look at his face. He looks so perplexed.
Okay, you mean like opt out of front of the court services?
Opt out of paying the child support that is going to them. With that being said, if there is a way to keep the insurances, that is something that we would all want to do. Me paying for those insurances.
Well, to just get rid of child support isn't exactly, it's not just an agreement that you all can make.
Gotcha.
It's possible, but there are certain things the court has to have a hearing on and ask you questions about.
Okay.
And one of the biggest things is whether or not anyone's receiving public assistance for a minor in the case. And if that's the case, we can't just close a case.
Got it.
So, the good news on this case is you don't owe that much, and you don't have that much due per month. So how can we get you back on track? That's what I'm more worried about today.
I can make a payment towards what I owe, and then in terms of getting back on track, I would probably ask for a renewal in the amount that I owe, because like I said, my income has changed dramatically.
Just one second. Hey, Ms. Herman, was there anything that you want?
I'm sorry, sir. Sir. How much less can you want to pay? You're paying $78. Now, granted, they are American dollars. This is fucked up.
wanted to say, because we're getting some noise and I can't hear Mr. Dine. So was there anything that you wanted to add? Otherwise, I'm going to put you on mute.
No, there's really nothing I have to add. We've had conversations, so I'm just kind of here to listen and see what's happening.
What's the agreement that he's talking about?
What? I apologize. Let me put my baby down and walk away. I'm so sorry.
No, I understand. I was just going to let you speak now, and then usually I'll go to the recipient later. But anyway, go ahead.
Gotcha. I apologize. Okay, so what we've talked about was what he has what he's already mentioned, not paying the child support anymore. And then the other thing that we had discussed was something that's not even in our divorce agreements, but like you had with taxes and whatnot. But like you said, that's a whole kind of different avenue than what we're in. So as far as what needs to happen today, I just kind of here to live.
Okay, let's remember just for a moment, if you're just joining us, by the way, I do think that Mr. Hagan got a new camera. He looks fucking great. Secondly, do we recall what La Douchebag said about his $78 child support payment recently? He said, I want to get rid of it, and I know to get rid of it, I'll need to pay it off, and I'm prepared to do that today. He has the lump sum today. Let's see if he actually pays that, or if he tries to skirt around that now.
Listen and see what needs to be done and where we're going forward with this.
Okay, but let me understand this. Is this you all are trying to make an agreement so that there's no child support in the future? You're not talking about what's owed or the arrears, correct?
Nope, not at all.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm going to put you on mute, ma'am. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so Mr. Dine, back to you.
Yes.
What was it? I couldn't quite hear. So if you could just say what your plan is for today, getting back on track, we've got two cases, so we're going to go over another one in a second, but let's talk about.
Yeah. As of right now, I
you-
would like to pay. I don't know if I could do that now or if I have to call a number after our hearing here, but I'd like to pay half of what I owe currently. To just get that ball rolling and making that right. But in the future, going forward with a court hearing, to forgive my phrase, but I guess, is it called revoking the child support or getting rid of the child support? But that's what I would like to go forward with.
And I would like $1 million. But guess what, dumbass? And I'm sorry. Are they not listening? This poor child. This absolutely poor child who it's got a steep hill to climb here with the parents, both of them. And just wait, remember, because he's got another lady coming up, presumably. So he must think he is slick. He has managed to convince two women not only to sleep with him, got them pregnant, had babies. They got minute child support orders. Now he's convinced them to get rid of them, revoke them. I'm sorry. Again, the judge is just like, I already said you can't do that. Like, again, we've already spent more than $78 on this Zoom call right now. The administration to set it up, the fucking software, all of it. It's crazy. Oh, Sashina, how did the bat go, by the way? Yes, let us know. And this is crazy. And they fixed it with super glue. That's amazing, Sashina. Sashina has a crazy story about a bat rescue, B-A-T. You're such an animal lady. I love it. Oh, that's so wonderful. I'm hopeful that y'all are, I don't know. I'm afraid of bats. Like, don't touch them. But anyways, also I just looked behind me because I'm a dumbass. What is going on in the friend of the court's Like, what is on the wall back there? Is that a tie rack? What is that? Is it a towel rack? It appears he's in a loft, and those are like electrical outlets or like flicks. What are those called? Switches. God.
Yeah,
And
you'll
then,
have
like I
to
said,
you'll have to file a different motion for that. But what I'll do is
Understood.
I'll accept it. How much time are you paying half in 14 days? How much time?
I can do it right now.
Okay, well, I'll give you 14 days just to make it clean, okay?
Okay,
So
understood.
if you can pay half of that 515 within,
Also, Loud Elvis, yes, or was it? Yeah, I think it was you that said you were gonna pay it all, and I was saying, and now he's offering half. Also, Orlando Chiquita, Donna, my friend, I'm so glad you are here. You found a baby squirrel in your front tree this morning. Your neighbor is going to keep it until she finds out what to do with it. The tree trimmers heard it crying. I think you meant tree trimmers. You did write tree timers, which maybe that's a Florida thing. But seriously, guys, I'm so glad you're all so nice to animals. There is an animal welfare convention in town right now as well, and I spoke with some people last night from it. That was very nice.
14 days, I'll accept
Okay.
that. We can, we don't have to talk about jail or anything like that. I will adjourn this out 90 days just to give you time to think about what options you have, just so you're aware. You can't just
Is it a coincidence, though, Donna? Or like cuz of the tree trimmers? And you said timmers, which is fine too. I know you've got timers, timmers, and trimmers in Florida. I'm just joking with you. But do you think that they might have caused it, like by trimming the tree? So the mama squirrel ran away? I don't know. Maybe she owed child support for the baby squirrel.
opt out of paying child support by an agreement between the parties, okay? You'll need to file
Okay.
something with the court, and the court will have to decide whether that's appropriate.
Understood.
But the 90 days should be enough time for you to get something filed and at least do some research on it.
Yeah.
You can find that information at through our county's website, our 13th Circuit Court County website.
Perfect.
Mr. Hogue, go ahead.
Yeah, one additional thing, Mr. Dine, you're eligible for a review of child support. It's been more than 3 years. And since you have shared care and you indicate your income situation has changed significantly, it's possible that a review would result in an outcome of no exchange.
Fucking show me the math, dude. Don't even give him hope like that. If that's the case, I'm sorry. But even at shared custody, 50-50, which is what I have, there's an exchange anyways.
Of support. If there is Medicaid, there will still be the medical contribution that you'd have to contribute regardless. But
Right.
but it's possible that it would be zero just based on a review. So you might want to look into that.
Understood. Thank you.
Yeah, so you've got a couple options. But what I'm going to ask or try to emphasize here is you're going to need to make those steps, okay? Because if we get back here in 90 days and we're at the same spot, we may have to have a different conversation, okay?
Understood.
All right, thank you, Ms. Herman. Let's move to his next case, please.
Very good. And half would be 250 within 14 days.
Correct.
Okay. All right. And the next matter, Mr. Dine, is the matter of Grace Whitcup versus James Dine, file number 2019-14956 DS. Motion order show cause was served on July 12th. The most recent order regarding child support is the parties' consent judgment of divorce. It provides them with shared care, equal amounts of time with both parties.
Can somebody please go back a couple minutes to when we first started his case and check if he got the other one by a divorce decree? How has he gotten married and divorced so fast? It took me so long to get divorced.
Same story, great payments until May of 2022. The charge in this case is very small, $44 a month. The most recent payment made was a non-voluntary lump sum in April of 2023. $383 was paid. Currently on the $44 a month obligation.
I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to be rude. I just think you have to take care of your children. And $48. What possibly could your income have been that's not a minimum threshold? Like in Texas, they base it on minimum wage. You can't go lower than that. So, I mean, this man's child support obligation to 2 children is like less than $150. And yet again, the cost of administrating this court session costs way more than that already. Even if she makes more than him, if she made more than him and they have split custody, like they say they do, there should be an exchange from her to him. I'm all for that. That's absolutely the case. My ex-husband jokes all the time. He's like, I want you to do so well. I want you to be I want you to make so much money. You owe me. I'm like, that's our wish for both of us, baby. Like, yeah, of course. And I would be happy to do that because that's the whole point is when you get a divorce, you are trying to keep the child living at the same level at both areas. If you both have to come down a little bit to meet that, that's fine. If the one person makes enough to balance that, then that would work too. But to me, $48, $78, $44, $78 are just like, I'm baffled at what type of job he could have had that was so perfect that he now has a different job that's drastically different. How much less can you make is the question I have. Anyways, oh, my phone's buzzing. Let's keep going.
$343.18 is owed. The amount owed to the other party is $130. The amount owed to the state for medical support is $150.18. I can provide further information for the court's review.
What was owed again? I'm sorry.
The total amount owed is $343.18. It's a very small charge.
Sure. So again, sir, but overall, the balance owed is fairly small, of course, with such a low payment. That's been a lot of non-payment.
Right.
Are we anything else you wanted to add that'd be different from the last case?
No, sir. I've had the same conversations with Grace. From my understanding, she's not present. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, we've had the same conversations. Her only main concern, I don't know if you guys can answer this question, but let's say we were to go through another hearing or 2 or 3 or however many it takes to, let's say, in my favor, revoke that child support. Is there a way for me to continue on paying for solely the state's insurance?
Yeah. So again, in this case, the same advice, or not advice, the same information that I provided last time is you're eligible for a review. That doesn't even require filing a motion. That requires just submitting a request for a review to our office. You can write it on a piece of paper. I'd like a review of child support. Since you have shared care, equal amounts of time, and since your income is reduced from when it was originally established, it's very likely.
This poor child, yet again. Like, I'm sorry, and maybe here we go. I'll play devil's advocate against myself. Maybe they provide an amazing, immersive, and quality living environment for this child. Hi, Lucy. Thank you so much for tipping me off about this. I forgot. But seriously, that's the best case scenario, which is that these parents legitimately do not need to get child support orders because they take care of their child. It's unfortunately hard for me to comprehend exactly why somebody would be in that position, but also require state healthcare, because in Canada, everybody gets state healthcare in a way. It's not state healthcare, but you understand what I mean. So it's a little baffling, but maybe insurance is such that it is cost prohibitive for people that are even able to maintain a good living standard for a child. Again, I'm concerned, especially that this other woman's not even here. And he's saying this is the way it is. Like, also, I have not seen any alligators. I have seen cockroaches, my first cockroach, which was like a little fucked up. And what else? Not much else in wildlife. But oh, a few dogs. A few dogs. Is that the team? Is the Houston Gators the team? Because there's an Astros, there are 3 Astros games in town the next 3 days. Today, tomorrow, and the next day. And apparently I'm like right near it. So that's a team too. You're just kidding. I don't know. People are happy to answer my questions here. They like my verbose style. There's actually, oh, Florida Gators. Okay, how many snakes? Presto, don't even talk about the snakes. I did have a moment when I had to like prepare myself. I was like, should we be worried about snakes? And they're like, well, we are downtown, and probably not. And I was like, well, it's fucking hot. Like, anyways, not the snakes, but I know, but I hate snakes. Anyways, what was the cockroach's name? Jasper, Ted, or Marnie? Honeybee, a Marnie. It was a Marnie, for sure.
That would result in zero exchange of child support, but because there is Medicaid, you would still be obligated to pay that medical support that goes to the state. So yes, there's a way to do that. But again, you're going to have to at least take the step of requesting a review to begin with.
Understood. Thank you.
I also think that, Courtney, I found it in my own purse. And it's almost out. I'm going to be sucking on fumes soon. I actually got a caffeine vape. Didn't know those existed. Since we are talking about it, I got some interesting news about Larry Beaver. It appears he may have taken an internship with another channel, sort of abandoning us, but maybe not. I'm not sure. But yeah, how are the snakes? They're good.
Any offer in terms of what you're willing to pay on the arrears for this?
I would like to do the same and pay half within the 14 days that you allotted me on the other case.
Perfectly fine with me. Yep, I accept that. I'll again adjourn this one out 90 days. But sir, just remember, if you can just request that review, that will get you moving toward, you'll get a better idea of what things look like.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Understood.
It's on the agenda.
In other words, no one's giving you legal advice, but it might be
Larry needs to be reminded of the NDA that he signed. Elvis.
better option for you to start there rather than file a motion to opt out, because I think what Mr. Hogue is hinting at is there may be Medicaid, there may be public assistance, which if you file the motion to opt out, I suspect there's a motion fee. Then you get it scheduled for a hearing with whoever's assigned to your case, whichever referee, and then you only ask like 5-6 questions.
I trusted Larry. I put a non-disclosure agreement in there, but I did not do a non-compete clause. I have signed non-compete agreements, which I actually don't like, but I did not get one with Larry. That's really the problem here. Except for Judge Hagan being a softy on this. He's like, I want to go surfing. Ron Mitchell, Larry's on your dinner table.
And that's one of the first questions, and that's in my experience, the most common reason why that type of motion's denied.
Understood.
And you're already entitled to a free.
Oh, guys, also, if you're not subbed to the new channel yet, could you do that? It's really, really helpful to me. Also, liking it is the best way you can help me right now. Sashina, the concert you went to was The Head and the Heart? That doesn't sound like, is that a band? I don't know. I signed a non-compete when I took a job as an operations manager once. And then, that's a story and a half. I want colors too. Thank you, Katie Watson. Appreciate that. Lucy, I have posted a picture of myself standing outside the Federal Detention Center, and I've already scoped out multiple places, and I think I will go to the Harris County Courthouse.
Re-review of your child
Right.
support in both cases, okay?
Sounds good. And
So,
from what
The
you
onus
guys
is
can
on,
see,
the onus is on you to take care of that, okay?
understood.
However, at least in Canada, I'd like to point out that they've time and time again found non-compete clauses that are overbearing or overbroad to be null and void, basically. So they are more like a scare tactic as opposed to something that's enforceable. At least in Canada, I signed the 5-year non-compete, which is ridiculous. And in the end, I ended up working for a competing company doing a different type of role after 2 years. So,
Got it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
A
Go
quick
ahead.
question.
Thank you.
Mr. Dine, you
Yes.
proposed to pay half. The total balance is 343. What do you mean by half?
Half of that exact number would be 150, 120, 150. Is that correct? I'm sorry.
I'll indicate
150 is fine.
150.
Yeah, just make it
That's fine.
simple. 150 is fine.
150.
The
Very
offer
good.
is, I accept the offer.
Sounds good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm in Houston at the anime convention Matsuri, which is happening today and tomorrow and the next day, I believe. It's actually not my main aim to be here. I'm working on some YouTube things, and I honestly just wanted to get out of town for a little bit and be able to be like, I'm going on a work trip. So, I think that's why it's so hot as a punishment from Satan to me. I heard Satan say my name earlier today. Yeah, Hector, start rumors. This channel only has under 200 subs. So that you could narrow that down. That's hilarious.
We have Miss McNeil next, I believe.
Yeah, it's belly.
All right. Good morning. It's August 10th, 2023. This is a date and time set for a front of the court show.
No, I do not have an anime costume, but I do have me. So don't even say that, Cellulite Yoga Pants. I know he's here. I'm supposed to meet some of those people probably soon. In fact, I am doing this instead of going out and hanging out there right now because I like you guys a lot. A married subscriber, hence the hotel. Yeah, right. You guys are hilarious. I love all the rumors though.
Cause hearing with regard to child support. Ms. McNeil, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. The volume's really mad.
Ms. McNeil? Ms.
Oh,
McNeil?
sorry. I was muting my phone. You didn't. Sorry. My name is Alicia Maria McNeil.
Thank you. Mr. Hanson, if you just state your name for the record, please.
Andrew Lynn Hanson.
Thank you. Mr. Hogue.
Jeremy Hogue, friend of the court. This is the matter of Andrew Hanson versus Alicia McNeil, file 2021-16079 DM. Motion order show cause was served on Ms. McNeil July 12th, 2023. The party's most recent order regarding child support is their judgment of divorce that was entered in May of 2022. It requires $245 a month in child support for 2 children. That is based on a shared care arrangement.
Hi, Allie B from Tennessee, my friend. Thank you for being here. Loud Elvis, I think you hit the nail on the head. I'm no side piece. That's right. You guys are hilarious. Dude, do not, you guys, I know this is gonna worry some of you, so stop worrying while I tell you this story. But I spoke with that man who got released from jail last night. It was like 2:30 in the morning for probably 45 minutes. We talked about everything. I also met a pimp. Um, and, but I ended up, I was saying at the beginning of the stream that I met a man who was released from jail last night. He had no shoes, and I was speaking to him, and I asked him what judge he was in front of, and he couldn't remember. But I was like, "Why were you locked up?" And he was like, "Oh, I was traffic convictions." And I was like, "Not by myself, Vicky. I was not by myself, but traffic convictions." And we were talking, and I was like, "You don't have any shoes, love. I mean, are you okay? Like, what's going on?" And so he told me the story, and then the pimp guy was like, "Why don't you have shoes? Why'd you get arrested?" And then he told the story of why he got arrested. I was sitting outside of the hotel, and he explained that he got arrested because, yeah, I basically am hanging beside the jail because it's like within sight of here. But he said that he had got arrested because his girlfriend, like the cops came to the door and she told him to answer the door, and he had no shoes on, and they just arrested him and took him for traffic tickets. I know, Courtney, but I am careful. And remember my Chicago story? I was downtown Chicago, 3 a.m. by myself, buying pizza, hanging out with people. I'm okay. And this time I have people with me, so don't worry about that. I'll finish the story quickly. So I was worried about him, but we talked for a little bit, and in the end, I got the pimp to drive him 30 minutes to his place. I felt so accomplished. He was gonna have to take a bus. He was like, "It's a pretty long walk. I mean, I can't walk it without shoes. It's a long bus ride." And I was like, I just fucking finagled that. So I said goodbye to both of them. They off trotted, and he drove the other guy home, and I was with my friend. Like, could that have gone any better? T-Rex, hi. I'm telling the story. Anyways, let's finish this court up. We are having a lovely time, and I'm so glad you guys are all here. Please make sure to like the video. I am causing havoc already, Lucy. I am.
Arrangement with each party having approximately half the time. I would indicate that overall, the history since the case began charging was good until January of 2023. Since then, there have not been any payments made. The most recent payments made were in January of 2023 that totaled $127.57. Currently, there's $1,993.58 owed. And of that amount, $1,508.96 is owed to Mr. Hansen. $414.62 is owed to the state, and the remainder in fees. I can provide further pay.
I just want to say one quick thing. Can you imagine how pissed off you'd be if you were Andrew Hansen or the other person involved in this, and you just heard Billy Douchebag complain about his $44 payment? Like, it would make me so mad. I would have a lot of questions. Boy, Chris Hansen is falling on hard times.
payment history for the court's review if you'd like.
All right, Ms. McNeil, so what's been going on?
I had court with you guys about 10 times last year, the police, CPS, numerous times about all that. And then due to that fact, Wendy's lowered my hours and also switched my paychecks, and then they lowered my pay as well. And then
Okay, hold on. I'm a little old Canadian girl. But did she just say that because she had to go to court and deal with CPS stuff, Wendy's, the hamburger establishment, has cut her hours, lowered her pay, and changed her payroll provider in an attempt to get back at her? Does that even make any sense? Can they do that? In Canada, you can't do that. One time I had an employer where the employers sold the business, the owner sold the business, and there was a new owner that came in, and they gave me this. It was so cute. I mean, it was a great try, right? But they sent across a little contract for me to sign, and I was like, this is like $3 less an hour. They're like, yeah, that's true. And I was like, well, I'm not going to sign that. And I don't actually think that's appropriate or fair. And in fact, what they were doing is firing everybody and then rehiring, or like dissolving the old. They were trying to finagle. Anyways, at that job, let's just say I gave my 2 weeks notice, and then I was so disruptive to the staff in teaching them their rights and what they should really ask for that they paid me for my 2 weeks and said bye-bye. And actually, I got a way better job. But seriously, going less? Are you fucking stupid?
I didn't have a ride to work because during that time my car got taken away as well, repossessed. And also
Done. We're gonna do an excuse counter here. Lucy, can you help? Also, hi Jay. But Lucy, can you help with the excuse counter here? We're gonna start again. She starts speaking here.
here, the police, CPS.
What's been going on?
I had court with you guys about 10 times last year, the police, CPS, numerous times about all that. And then due to that fact, Wendy's lowered my hours and also switched my paychecks, and then they lowered my pay as well. And then I didn't have a ride to work because during that time my car got taken away as well, repossessed, due to court and the cops and CPS harassments and court appearances nonstop. And so I didn't have a way to get to work. I live in Interlaken, and so I've been getting back to work. I'm back at Blarney Castle right now, and I informed the courts last week that they can garnish my checks through there.
Okay, great. Do we have that? Let's start there then. So you got.
That was definitely at least 14. That was literally 14. But good news is she starts a new job Monday, guys.
A new job. We'll start on a positive note here. So do we have that employer information, or could you provide that to us now?
Looks like
Blarney Castle.
we
I'm
have
sorry,
that
Raymond.
as of yesterday, Your Honor.
Oh, great. Okay. So we can get an income withholding order generated, ma'am, and sounds like we'll be able to get things back on track. Are you working full time there?
No. How do I get a reevaluation of child support?
You file a motion.
Do you know what that motion, what I should write on the top of the motion?
He sure does, but he's not going to tell you because that's legal advice. They're going to say, write on a piece of paper, I want assessment. I don't even know.
You
we-
write what you're wanting to do.
We have forms and
Okay.
instructions available on our website, Ms. McNeil. Blank
Okay, because
forms
it was
for,
fraudulently made by Andrew Hansen. He made fraudulent claims, and that is what triggered part of my child support being inaccurate. As
Okay.
well.
So what are you, but we're here for you to be ordered, you've been ordered to show cause, so we're here for you. So did you, what can you pay in the next 14 days?
You can garnish my check. I can pay $50 at this moment because I just got back to work. So I can make a $50 payment the day I get my pay card and my paycheck.
I'll accept that. I'll give you 14 days to pay that. But then with the income withholding order, it's going to be taking out the regular monthly amount. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Hanson, was there anything you wanted to say or add?
Most of that's inaccurate, but. if
Well,
she's
we're not
working,
here to argue about any of that.
And yeah, if she's back to work and we're going, then we're going.
Okay. So what I'll do, since we just got the income withholding order generated yesterday, let's adjourn this out 60 days. Ma'am, if it's generated and working and you're making steady payments, we won't have to have court again, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
It's really
I would
just to
like to
make,
ask
it's
about
really,
the rear-
it's really just to make sure that the payments are coming in, okay, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
all right, thank
All right,
you.
thank you both.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too, thanks.
I do travel with Fernando. We have a couple
Brian
more
Morrison.
minutes.
Next.
Person.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I'm typing it in. Sorry, Mr. Morrison. It's August 10th, 2023. This is date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Mr. Morrison, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Brian Morrison.
Thank you. Mr. Hoag.
All right. This is the matter of Brian Morrison versus Serena Morrison, file number 2021-16229 DM. Mr. Morrison was served with a motion in order to show cause on July 12th, 2023. The child support obligation is based on the party's judgment of divorce, which was entered in February of 2022. That requires $303 a month. That is based on not only Mr. Morrison's income at the time the calculation was performed, but also based on a parental time offset of 157 overnights with Mr. Morrison annually. The most recent payment made, I believe Mr. Morrison was at the office yesterday making a payment at the front desk. Prior to that, there was a $2,000 payment made in April of 2023. Prior to whatever payment he made yesterday, the total amount owed on the case is $1,957. Of that amount, $1,766 is owed to the other parent. The remainder in fees and costs associated with the issuance of a bench warrant that was issued in April as a result of his failure to appear at a show cause hearing, which has now been rescheduled for today's date. I would indicate that over the history of the case, Mr. Morrison has generally paid lump sums with no kind of routine regularity in payments.
So, sir, what'd you pay yesterday? Let's start there.
I paid $800 yesterday.
Oh,
800. Wow. Okay. So we're definitely going to take jail off the table. Let's talk about, I think the concern, if I hear this correctly from the front of the
$800 is a big payment. That's really good, actually. I'm pretty impressed. Yeah.
court offices, just getting steady payments in. You know, the lump sum,
Yes.
that's helpful. That payment's almost, almost half of what you owe. So that's great. But if we could get steady payments in, then you don't have to come to court and talk to me, okay?
Yep.
How can we do that? Are you working?
I am working. I've just had a really crappy go with things lately. Like tomorrow I'll be making another $500 payment. My next paycheck I'll be making another $500. And then my first payment of next month I'll be all caught up.
Okay. Well, I trust you.
It's generally my plan.
Yeah. But wouldn't you find, I mean, I accept all that. I trust you. You paid 800, you're paying another 500. I'll give you 14 days for that one, to be honest. But is there if you're making steady payments, then we don't have to come in and have court. So it seems to me like it would be easier to make a $300 payment than to make these larger lump sums, but that's up to you, I guess.
No, you're very much correct. Like I said, I've just had a really bad go of things. My fiance ended up having a mental breakdown in the spring. Was in the hospital for 3 months at a reverted age of 8 years old. So now she's out. We're back in town. Moved back to Traverse City. $1,800 a month for rent. Her Medicare's just kicked in. So I mean, I've literally inherited financially her burden and her 2 daughters. So it's just been a really hard go of things. And now that her Medicaid or insurance has finally kicked in, it's made things a little bit easier, and I should be able to get caught up and make those steady payments. And I'm actually going to set it up to a automatic payment to come automatically withdrawal through my account.
Okay,
through
great.
Nisha.
Well, we're certainly sorry to hear about the hardship. And what I'm going to do is I'll just adjourn this out 120 days, see if we can get him back on track.
Okay.
I trust that you're working towards that, sir. And there's not much more I can say about it. Just to kind of
All right.
encourage you to do that. It sounds like you understand. And to me, it sounds like you've already got a plan to get back on track. So I trust you. Go ahead, Mr. Hogue.
All right, so Mr. Morrison, in addition, you filled out a case update information form yesterday, providing us with an updated address. We appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you forgot to sign this document, so I just want to verify on the record what your address is, and then I can indicate that it was verified
Okay.
on the record, and we can
Do you
update
wanna
your
go-
address.
Hold on, we're not getting his address up here, y'all. And also, I appreciate every single one of you. Still doing all your comments. And yeah. I'm going to, I know, Hector, that's why I'm not even saying it. Because that's such a troll, it's so funny. Hold on, let me find we have one more from Hagen today that should be good to watch before I go out for the evening no, I'm not going to say that. I hope you got, yeah, no one needs to be doxxed, exactly.
All right, good morning. It's August 10th. Do that.
Not quite, Judge. Hold on.
Currently owes $3,727.63 total in arrearage. Of that amount, $2,007.
Sorry, I fucked it up. Let's keep watching.
That he appeared, the judge found he had no current ability to pay.
So I always do. Let's just address it. If you claim that you've been watching since the beginning, then I would find it odd that you think my presentation style has changed significantly. More likely you're a troll who's here because you haven't been here since the beginning and whatever. Honestly, I really don't like, I'm wearing this out later. I was wearing this earlier. This is not a fucking costume. This is what I wear because I am hot and I'm not worried about that. So, but you know what? We actually appreciate everybody being here and every comment counts. It's all engagement.
His support and wanted the matter to be rescheduled for this date. The most recent order regarding
Do you know what, William? Maybe you're right. Maybe there is something the matter with me. Maybe I should just let Lou take care of me forever. Got any offers, Lou?
child support is their judgment of divorce, entered August 2012. Excuse me, the third order modifying judgment of divorce entered August 2012. The monthly charge is $163 at the time. The child has emancipated in 2021, so there is no current charge. This is an arrearage balance only. Mr. Corrigan currently owes $3,727.63 total in arrearage. Of that amount, $2,700.
Hold on, remember my twerking stream that I did like 3 months ago? Love it.
$2,710.50 is owed to Ms. Simerson. The remainder in costs associated with the issuance of bench warrants, and fees. Again, this is an arrearage only case, and the last payment received was in December of 2022.
All right, sir. So the good news is this is an arrears only case. What I'll often do is just see if there's an offer of something that you think you could pay per month. And if I think it's reasonable, we just accept that, set that as the order and move on. So that way we're just working at the arrears. Is there anything you're able to pay per month?
Well, like I told the magistrate, I was working on getting a job at Borg Warner and I landed it. I got it. And I'm at work right now.
Excellent.
I got paperwork for taking child support out.
Oh, well, where are you working?
Borg Warner.
Checking, Your Honor.
Sure. I'm still on board with, if you tell me an amount you think we can put that in your income withholding order. It's arrears only. I don't want you to have to keep coming to court. And if you just propose something and it's something I think is reasonable, we can do that.
Start Monday.
Let them take the standard, and that bill paid off. I don't mind.
Okay, the 163.
Look at the paperwork real quick.
Look, Your Honor, it looks like an income withholding order was sent the end of July to Arch Staffing and Consulting LLC.
Yep.
Is that? I mean, I understand you're
That's
working.
You're a temp agency.
Is that who you're working through?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. And that was sent for $242.50. So it's looking at that 163 and it added like $80 a month. It can be adjusted down if you'd like.
Is that an
that
amount
wouldn't
you're
hurt.
comfortable? Are you comfortable with that amount, sir?
For the hold on, let me reading.
Lou, honey, I've had this channel for 2 weeks. My other channel grew actually quite well. And I think it's also unrealistic to expect somebody to remain the exact same as their first video. But regardless, get your math right. This channel is growing just fine, and I respect and value each and every person that's on here. And I enjoy doing this. I'm still doing it for free. If you notice, there's no monetization here. And Lou, honey, come on. Your name would not be that if you weren't trolling.
Can you just tell me what you think you're able to pay, and we can get this going for you? I'm trying to help you out.
I know that.
I think you can like this
Help me
pineapple
out.
pizza.
Okay, what I'm trying to do is get in a house before winter.
Okay.
That's one of my main projects. I'm living out in the woods right now.
Okay. Do you think you can afford $100 a month?
I can go higher than that.
Just tell me the amount, then. That's why I'm asking you. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to put $100 a month on on the order. Any amount you pay over that, sir, is going to help you in the arrears. So that's what I'm saying with your arrears. It's about 3,000 in there. It's not going to go up. You don't have a current charge. So whatever you pay over that $100, that'll be good. I'm just trying to give you a reasonable amount to pay so that you don't have to come to court if you don't pay. Okay. Or can't afford it. I'm sorry. If you don't pay, you'll be back in court.
Very good.
Right.
We will adjust it to $100 a month. No problem.
I was okay with the 193.
Okay, 193 it is. I don't know what to tell you. You got to pay that every month, and then if you don't, we'll see you back in court. But that's anything you pay above that will go towards the arrears. Okay, sir.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you. Mr. Graff is here.
Yeah, but we got to speak with him. This is which case are we on now, Mr. Scott?
Jordan Scott.
Okay, thank you. All right, it's August 10th, 2023. This is date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Ms. Doberstein, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Brianna Doberstein.
Thank you, Mr. Scott.
Jordan Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Hogue.
Jeremy Hogue, friend of the court. This is the matter of Brianna Doberstein versus Jordan Scott, file number 2020-15414-DS. A show cause hearing occurred in May this year. It was adjourned. Even though Mr. Scott failed to appear, it was adjourned on the record because there had been some payments made. The most recent order regarding child support is their party's order for custody, support, and parenting time entered in February of 2020. That order requires $888 a month in child support. The most recent payments made were in June of 2023. They total $635.37. Mr. Scott currently owes a total of $6,596.30. Of that total amount, $6,149.93 is owed to Ms. Doberstein. The remainder in fees and medical support to the state. I can pull further payment history up for the court's review, but I would indicate for the record that Mr. Scott's overall payment history has been poor.
All right, Mr. Scott, so what's been going on?
My company that I had a trucking business that recently went under. The market has been absolutely horrible. Just trying to stay profitable and pay my own bills has been very difficult. So I recently gave up on that, sold everything, tried to come back and find a job that would pay me enough to be able to survive and still pay that amount in child support. I got let go from the first trucking job I got when I got back. I was just too nervous. The trucking industry gives me a lot of anxiety. That's ultimately why I failed. In the past month,
I think they're Digimon cards, actually. William, not Pokemon cards. He's into Digimon cards. Also, hi, KT. I am doing well in Texas. It is very hot here, but the people are very, very welcoming and lovely. So I'm having a great time. But I totally think he's a Digimon card guy. Thank you, Lucy. I will not be there for bond. Don't you worry.
Month I got put back at a company I used to work for in the past, Alliance Beverage. I should have just got my first paycheck this Friday, so there should have been garnished. To my knowledge, I was going to contact HR today and see to confirm that. But I'm trying my hardest to make payments, and life's just a very bit intense to me right now. I'm just trying to make it, especially after losing everything. It's been very difficult for me.
All right, well, congrats on the new job. That part's good. Do we have anything, Mr. Hoag, in our file that would reflect Alliance? Is it Alliance Beverage, you said?
Yes.
We'll just check and see if we've got an order in or if we can generate one.
Looks like we just sent an amended income withholding order to Alliance Beverage August 1st. So they should have received it prior to the paycheck, and hopefully that would be hopefully that should be coming in, but you're going to need to check your pay stub, or like you indicated, check with HR to make sure that it was withheld. If it wasn't, I'm going to tell you the amount that you should pay based on, you pay every week or every 2 weeks.
It's biweekly.
Okay. Then the amount that should be coming out biweekly based on the current charge plus a payment towards the arrears would be $454.02. So if that didn't come out of your check, that's the amount you need to pay.
$454.02.
Correct.
Okay.
In either way, we're looking for $880 a month. So
Yep.
we have to make sure that that's
$880 a month. You guys, remember $44 douche? Like, what the fuck? How much money does this guy make? Why is he not redue for an assessment? Like, this is crazy. How to Geek Squad boy snag that smoking hot lady. Howard. Fix your computer.
being paid by the end of the month. Ms. Doberstein, anything you'd like to add or say?
No.
All right. So it sounds like you're on the right track. You know, you've got a job, you're working. I'm comfortable waiting to see if this income withholding order generates and goes through. You know, make sure you keep this job. The only thing I can really point out, which is I assume you know, is $880 a month is going to add up if there's non-payment. So we already have $6,000 basically owed, and I don't want that to be turn into something that's absolutely insurmountable. Okay, because at a certain point, it becomes it can be a potential for a felony prosecution. Okay.
Yep.
We want to keep you out of jail. We want to keep you working. We want to keep that sort of thing going. So what I would recommend is that you focus on the job and try not to lose it, you know, because with that amount, if we're not getting that amount, the arrears are just going to go up. Okay. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm sure you're well aware of that, but I'm comfortable with today adjourning it out 60 days since you have the new job. It's not like you're coming in here and saying you're not working or anything. We have proof. We have an income withholding order in place that should generate steady payments, and that's what we're looking for right now. Okay. We'll get the arrears paid down as you go. That's okay. It's just I don't want this thing to really get out of hand. Okay. But with $880 a month, it's going to go up with non-payment. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Your Honor.
We'll check on it in 60 days, see where we're at. You've got the job and you're paying steadily through the income withholding order. That will start to carve down some of the arrears. So we'll get you back on track. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all.
Ms. Steinbach.
Right. Yep. 1 second.
Hello.
Good morning. It's August 10th, 2023. This is date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support.
What would Jordan Scott's album be called is the question. Also, William, I checked. It is like a very tight woven fabric, not leather, but not like a soft fabric, like an upholstery type of fabric.
For Ms. Steinbach, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Amy Steinbach.
Thank you, Mr. Hoag.
Jeremy Hoag, front of the court. This is the matter of Amy Steinbach versus James White, file number 2007-4575-DS. Ms. Steinbach appeared June 8th, 2023 at a show cause hearing. At that hearing, she reported that she will be resuming regular payments. The matter was adjourned to today's date to monitor whether or not that happened. The party's current support obligation is based on their second order modifying their order for custody support and parenting time. That requires $227 a month. The most recent payments made in this case were from February of 2022. So Ms. Steinbach did not pay anything since the June promise. She currently owes $2,200.30. Of that, $2,015.68 is owed to the other party, the remainder in fees and medical support to the state. I can pull the payment history up if the court would like to review.
Okay, ma'am. So what's been going on since our last hearing?
Well, I did get a job. I did make a payment. I have a copy of the money order receipt for it.
What'd you
I
pay?
did not.
Okay, get your guesses in right now. Her arrearage is $2,800. So what do you think she paid? She just got a job. I want to see it in the chat right now. I'm guessing $75. $75, but let me see what you think she has said in the chat, or what she did. Whoa, okay, we've got some disparity here. Also, hi BCM, welcome. Okay, so I've got Katie with 20. I've got Cellulite Yoga Pants with 600-ish. Courtney's going with 50. George Richmond's got 100. We've got Beverly coming in with 60. Crystal's also on a hundy. Hundy from Melanie as well. There's sirens going on. I'm so distractible. It's another fire truck. I hope everything's okay. I gotta keep going. I have now plans. Let's keep going. Let's find out. So I said 75. Y'all said what you said. Vicky's pulling in with 100. Lisa B's here. Glad you're here with us, Lisa. I saw in the Discord that you're having connectivity issues, so I'm glad you're here with $25. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and no, here's the thing, William. None of my exes live in Texas, and that's why it's the place that I like to be.
I paid $230. The money order, I sent it out. I got it.
$230. We were okay. So without going over rules, I guess the Hundy P people will win. But yeah, I think 100 is closer. We've got 100-ish, but 230. That's impressive. Thank you.
Let's see. I don't see a date on this, but I just sent it out Tuesday. I paid $230.
Okay.
I have been trying to get a job. Like I had said in our previous meeting, I've been having a hard time finding a babysitter for my children. My husband has been my fiance, we're not legally married, but he has been out of work. He has gone back to work, but we haven't gotten any kind of payment, any checks yet. I went back to work 2 weeks ago, part-time. That is all I can find a babysitter for and afford. So I did try to make a payment. I'm trying. I did go back to work. I did talk to my caseworker and let her know that I made a payment, and she is supposed to be putting in a payment holding to take it out of my paychecks.
Okay, where are you working? Let's talk about that.
The Blarney Castle Oil Easy Mart in Lake City.
We have an income withholding order that looks like it was generated August 8th, Your Honor.
Excellent. Okay, so we're getting back on track. So here's the issue. That's all good news. We got an income withholding order. We got a payment since our last time. Here's what I would recommend. It's likely you wouldn't be on this docket if you would have paid that closer to the last hearing than closer to today. Does that make sense?
Yes, I was trying, but I couldn't. I had found a job, but they gave me a runaround for like 3 weeks, and by that time, I'm waiting on just the one job. I pretty much ran out of time.
Understood. I understand. So what I'm going to do today is we've got how long does it take do we think for that income withholding order to really generate?
It should be to actually, I noticed that the employer was added August 8th. I'm just now adding the income withholding order to the file. So it will generate tomorrow and get mailed to Blarney Castle And it looks like the system would like to set it for her current obligation of $227 a month plus $50 a month. If that satisfies the court, then that satisfies the front of the court.
Yes. So what we'll do in that case is I'm just going to adjourn it out 30 days to make sure it's in and that you keep the job, ma'am. It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that way, once we have that, we'll get the payment plan going. And we otherwise, I just dismiss it. If it was running and generated today, I'd just dismiss this. But it seems like you're working hard to get this paid, working part-time. And so I'm happy with your efforts, in other words, for right now. So what I'm going to do is just adjourn it out 30 days, make sure that income withholding order is going in, and then we should be all set. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Your someone will notify you if you do not have to appear. Otherwise, you do need to appear. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank
Brandon Stevens.
Okay, that's the end of that. I always look like I have to pee because I'm ADHD as fuck and I'm moving around all the time. I don't usually have to pee. I just go off camera and do that. So don't worry about me. I will put my bladder health first and go pee when I need to. But listen, guys, it has been a wonderful evening. I'm so glad that we got together to watch court tonight like we usually do. I've missed it very much these last couple days of traveling, but I appreciate you all sticking with me and my ultra revealing self. I love all of you. I'm very proud of all of you, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will be safe and I will enjoy Houston. The people here, like I've said, are absolutely lovely. And this was successful, so I will do a stream tomorrow as well. We have a few more Matthew Hagen things that we can watch. Plus, I think we gotta do some Big D. Like, obviously, the Big D is required in Texas. So, I hope you have a wonderful time. If you aren't yet on the Discord, go ahead and check in there. I'm going to post some pictures from my trip there and come check it out and say hi. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Also, Larry Beaver, if you could please report to my office. If you're listening, please. Larry Beaver to KCC's office. Thank you.